There was civil war in Scotland. The rebel forces, led by MacDonald and aided by the Norwegian army, sought to overthrow King Duncan. But there was one huge obstacle in their path, and that was the mighty warrior Macbeth. On the shore of the North Sea, the Weird Sisters, a small coven of witches, had gathered to perform one of their rituals, and were about ready to depart. "When shall we three meet again?" asked the eldest. "In thunder, lightning, or in rain?" "At sunset upon the heath," said the youngest. "When the battle is lost and won. There we shall meet with Macbeth." They then would depart, heeding the call of their familiars. At that moment, as the final day of battle drew to a close, a wounded soldier came to King Duncan's encampment with news that Macbeth had single-handedly slain the rebel leader. He then, alongside Banquo, said the soldier, drove back the Norwegian army. But now I am in pain from my wounds. Both your wounds and your words wax of honor, thought King Duncan. Then, as the soldier was led away to the medical tent, Ross came bearing some bad news. For among the captured rebels was the Thane of Cawdor, a close friend of the king. "'Twas that Balladon's bridegroom, Macbeth," said Ross, "who had confronted him. And to make a long story short, victory was ours." But Duncan was preoccupied with stripping the traitor of his title. "Can't believe I trusted this guy," he thought. "Go and tell Macbeth," he then said, "that he is now the Thane of Cawdor." At the same time, Macbeth and Banquo were making their way to Forest when their path was blocked by the three Weird Sisters. "Hail Macbeth," they said. "Hail to the Thane of Glamis. Hail to the Thane of Cawdor. Hail to the future King of Scotland." "And what of my future?" asked Banquo. You shall be the father of many kings, said the youngest witch. Though you be not of royal blood. Before Macbeth could call into question their gift of prophecy, the witches vanished, and in their place came Ross and Donalbain, who had bestowed on the warrior the title of Thane of Cawdor. Why do you give me something that's not mine to begin with? Asked Macbeth, puzzled. The former Thane, said Ross, was one of the rebels you had fought. Another of the witch's prophecies has been fulfilled, said Banquo. But 'tis strange. For oft times, to win us to our doom, the devil offers promises of good fortune. Later, upon being led to the king, Macbeth and Banquo were greeted with cheers from the Scottish lords and the loving embrace of Duncan. We shall celebrate tonight at Inverness, he said, the home of our heroic Macbeth. Also, know that we shall leave our kingdom to our eldest son Malcolm, whom we name the Prince of Cumberland. Prince of Cumberland, murmured Macbeth. That's an obstacle I'll have to find some way around or through. Stars, hide your fires. Let light not see my black and deep desires. Macbeth then sent a message to his wife detailing his encounter with the Weird Sisters and their prophecies. You have inherited Glamis and are now Thane of Cawdor, she said. And you shall be, as promised, King of all Scotland. I'll see to that. And so when Macbeth came home to tell his wife of Duncan's arrival, she began to advise him on the art of deception and murder. Look like the innocent flower, she said. Thee, the serpent underneath. Leave all the rest to me. It wasn't long before the king and his entourage arrived and were greeted by Lady Macbeth. Let us take your hand. said Duncan, and be led to our host. We love him highly. Not for long, thought Lang and Macbeth, if all goes to plan. I can't go through with it, said Macbeth, while the king and his entourage ate their dinner. It appalls me to throw away what I'd earned so rightly. And all for the sake of overreaching ambitions. Well, if you feel that way, said Lady Macbeth disdainfully, you can sleep on the couch. Besides, I'd already taken a vow of cruelty. That night, Macbeth found Banquo and his son Fleance wandering the castle grounds with a case of the wideawakes. I dreamt last night of the weird sisters, he said. So far, the first two of their prophecies had been fulfilled. You being Thane of Cawdor. I hardly think of them myself, said Macbeth. Still, we can discuss this matter further tomorrow if you want. And when Banquo and Fleance went back to bed, Macbeth began to see a dagger, bloodstained and floating. It pointed to where lay Duncan fast asleep. It's the bloody business, he said. That brings this apparition to me. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell. And later, Macbeth came back to his wife red-handed with the murder weapons. Why'd you bring the daggers on the place of our caper? She demanded. They're supposed to be lying next to the bodyguards. But Macbeth was too shaken to go back. And before he could explain, they heard a voice making his dirty deed known to all. There came a loud knock from the south gate. Here's a knocking indeed, said the porter drunkenly. If I were porter of Hell's Gates, I would have turned the key some time ago. She then went to answer the door, all the while thinking she was laying in all manner of sinners. It was Macduff and Lennox who knocked, for they had aimed to give the king his 4 o'clock alarm call. And the Thane of Fife had made it absolutely clear to the porter they did not like to be kept waiting. I think our knocking has woken up the master of the house, said Lennox. We came to arouse His Majesty. He's dead tired, said Macbeth. But follow me, I'll lead you to him. Macduff went in and was horrified to see the mangled body of Duncan. Awake! He cried. Murder! Treason! All in the castle then awoke and saw the bloody, lifeless body of the king. Who could have done this? Asked Malcolm and Donalbain. They were the only ones who arrived late to see the horrors. It was his bodyguards. Sobbed Lennox. No man's life could be trusted with them. I do regret killing them in a fit of rage, said Macbeth. And without due process? Asked Macduff. Oh, help! Cried Lady Macbeth, pretending to faint. While the others went to discuss what caused the murder of Duncan, Malcolm took Donalbain aside. We can't go with them. He said. Our tears are not yet shed. Let's instead sneak away. I'll hide out in England. To Ireland I'll go, said Donalbain. Where we are now, we can't trust anyone with our lives. The new day seemed shrouded in night. When Ross went to consult an old monk. "'Tis supposed to be morning," said Ross. "And yet there is no sun." "But 'tis the devil's work," replied the monk, "much like the king's untimely death." They were then joined by Macduff, who had suspicions of why the bodyguards killed Duncan. Malcolm and Dalbane had fled the country, he said, making them guilty by association, for there's a good chance they bribed the two bodyguards. "Then 'tis likely," said Ross, "that Macbeth will be king. He's already gone to Scone for coronation. In fact, I'm on my way there myself." "Farewell, old friar." "God's best and go with you," said the old monk. "And with those who would make good of bad and friends of foes."